And we are back on Radio 2BACR, Boxing Chat, 100.9 FM. This is the last show for the year. Gypsy, Fleetwood Mac, what a great song. Sugar Ray Wheatley, welcome to the show, mate.
How are you, Paul? Good to be with you, buddy.
I'm good, thanks, Ray. You're going to give us a roundup of boxing in Australia for 2018?
Certainly will, Paul. Well, mate, we all realise that the biggest fight of the year was when Jeff Horn, 19-1-1 with 13 KOs, beat Anthony Mundine, 96 seconds up there in Brisbane. But the big fight of 2017 was when Jeff Horn won the title from Manny Pacquiao with 51,000 people in attendance. But he lost the following year to Terence Crawford. But he's certainly re-established himself now, mate. He's number 8 in the light middleweight division, and he's I believe they could be chasing the IBF champion Jared Hurd in 2019. Okay. He's Horn, as you know, is trained by Glenn Rushton. Well, our rising star, Bilal Akaway, as you previously mentioned, he's now rated IBF 10 and WBA number 8. And he outscored the former WBO champion, Giovanni Di Corrales, on your show in February. And then he backed it up in Las Vegas with a win over Christian Olivares. And then with the big one in Madison Square Garden, he stopped Victor Fonseca in 7 rounds on the undercard of Canelo Alvarez, Rocky Fielding. Bilal, as we know, is now the chief sparring partner to the world middleweight and super middleweight champ, Saul Canelo Alvarez. And he is now trained by the Mexican, who's well-renowned, Eddie Reynoso. And he looks destined for international honours in 2019.
He certainly does.
One of our other stars, Paul, that I know that you've got a lot of time for and you feel that he's going to go all the way, is the WBO 9, IBF 11, lightweight George Ferocious Kambosos, who's now 15-0 with 9 KOs. He's currently working as the WBA welterweight champion Manny Pacquiao's chief sparring partner in Manila, Philippines, while he prepares for his showdown with the former champ Adrian Broner. Kambosos has been signed by Lou DiBella in New York, and he's trained by Australians Justin Fortune in the USA. In 2018, sorry, mate.
When is George due to fight again?
Nah, mate. I believe he told me they were trying to get him on the Manny Pacquiao Adrian Broner card, but as yet, mate, his name's not on there, so I don't think he's on that show at the moment, Paul. But Paul, he scored 2 good wins in 2018. He knocked out Jose Ferrero in 1 round, and then he backed that up with a win over J.R. McBoo in the Philippines. And George tells me he could be getting a shot at the title next year. So
that's great news. Yeah. That's great news for Australian boxing.
Now, another guy, mate, that looks like going to get a crack very soon is the WBO 1 light middleweight, Dennis Hogan, who's now 28-1-1 with 17 KOs. He scored a 12-round points win over the WBO rated Jimmy Kilrain Kelly in April. And then he backed that up just recently with a win over IBF rated Jamie Weech. Hogan is the same gym as Jeff Horn, and he'll be challenged for the world title, I believe, against Jamie Mungula in 2019. Now, Hogan's also trained by Glenn Rushton.
He is too, isn't he?
Yeah. So, mate, he's a very honest fighter, mate, and world class, and he's right up there. He's WBO number 1, so he's got to get a shot. He's the mandatory. Now, another fighter we should keep our eye on is the WBO 5 super middleweight, Rowan Murdoch, who's now 24-1 with 17 KOs. And he was impressive in stopping this year Frankie Filipponi, Pablo Daniel Zamora, Nevis also outpointing Rolando Mancella, who was rated by the WBO. That fight was just recently. Murdoch looks like he's going to get a shot at Gilberto Ramirez, the champion. Now he's promoted by Dean Lonigan. So another big year was Lucas Big Daddy Brown. He didn't start the year too well. He suffered
He stopped. He started, and he's away, isn't he?
Yeah. We had that setback against Dylan White, who's one of the best heavyweights in the world. But he's rebounded with KO victories over the American Julius Long, stopped him in 3 rounds, and also Junior Paddy in 5 rounds.
Yeah, he's got busy now, hasn't he?
But there has been the management of Alex Leopi made an offer of $60,000 to challenge Lucas Big Daddy Brown. So Noel Thornby, who looks after Alex Leopi, apparently has offered that $60,000. So that could be the big fight on domestic soil, Paul.
Well, he said no to that, didn't he, Lucas? Straight up, he said, no, I'm not doing it. Is that correct?
I thought he was thinking about it. I'm not quite sure whether he's made a decision on it, Paul. It'll probably rest on see what offers come in for him, mate. You know, if he gets a better offer, he's going to go with that.
Yeah, as you do.
Now, Paul, a promotion that you promoted during the year was when the former IBF featherweight champ Billy Dibb challenged for the vacant IBF super featherweight title against Tervin Farmer in Sydney. Billy boxed courageously for 12 rounds over the skillful Farmer, but at the conclusion, Farmer was crowned the champion by decision on all the judges' cards, mate. So it brought down the curtain on a great career that the Billy's had. And
Billy was only telling me the other day he's getting itchy feet again. I said, mate, hang them up, stay with
it happens, doesn't it, in boxing, Paul? You see it so often, mate. Yeah, well, guys, they hang them up and they find it hard to stay retired.
Just got to let time go by and just get on with your life, mate.
Correct, Paul.
But my old trainer and Johnny Lewis said to me, when I give it away, it's just another little chapter in your life. Many more chapters to come, and some fighters just can't accept that. But,
well, Paul, it's any time a fighter says to me, I'm getting itchy feet, I want to come back, I always suggest, why don't you come back as a trainer? Or why don't you do something else in boxing? Paul, you found your avenue as a promoter, and there you got a radio show. So, Paul, there's always something out there, mate, but you can always be a trainer, I always say to the ex-fighters that want to come back.
True.
Okay, mate, we got, as you know, we got TJ Dahoney captured the IBF world title, super bantamweight title, and he appointed Ryosuke Iwasa in Japan, and that was in August, that fight. Doheny also beat the American Mike Oliver in 2018. Now, Doheny will defend the title in Japan in 2019, early next year. As you know, Doheny's trained by Tony DeVicchio.
The Madman Tony.
Yeah. There, well, mate, another guy that looks like he's going to win a world title. He had a shot during the year, but was unsuccessful. But I'm sure he'll get another shot. Is the WBA 3, the WBC 8, IBF 9 bantamweight Jason Maloney. He's now 17-1, 14 KOs, and he challenged Emmanuel Rodriguez in October, losing a razor-close 12-round split decision. Maloney could get another shot. As you know, Maloney's managed by Tony Tolles and trained by Angelo Hyder.
He did well, didn't he, Maloney?
He did, mate. There was nothing in that fight, Paul. He finished on top, as you know, over Emmanuel Rodriguez, who piled up the points early, and two of the judges seen it Rodriguez's way. But it's not over for Jason Maloney, mate. He can certainly...
It's never over, mate. He's his teeth and his fitness he's sheer.
Yeah, he'll just keep improving, Paul. He'll keep improving. Like his brother, who's the WBC 3, WBA 3, super flyweight, Andrew the Monster Maloney, who's 18-0 with 11 KOs, and he scored impressive victories over Rini Dakal and Richard Claveris. And he also stopped, was a very impressive fight, former WBA flyweight and super flyweight champion Louis Concepcion in 2018. Anyone that sees that fight on YouTube will say he is certainly to win a world title. Now, he's also looked after managed by Tony Tolles and trained by Angelo Hyder. Another fighter I think we should keep our eye on, mate, is the WBO 6 welterweight, Liam Paro. He's 15-0, 11 KOs. Now, he defeated Kurt Finlayson, Andrew Wallace, Sebastian Batiki, and Robert Tatlek in 2018. Now, Liam is promoted by Angelo Di Carlo, and he is certainly one of our best prospects for a World Crown.
He sure is.
Another guy to keep the eye on, Paul, is the WB09 Cruiserweight, Jay Oppertave. 16-0 with 13 KOs. What do you think of him, Paul?
Yeah, he's good. I've seen him in the amateurs fight quite a bit. Yeah, he's going well. Got to be tested yet, but he'll take it in both arms when it comes in front of him.
Yeah. Well, he's a 2012 London Olympian. He was in London at 16 years of age and acquitted himself quite well over there.
He sure did.
And as a professional in this year, defeated Curtis Penjaro, Benjamin Kelleher, and the German Lucas Przaski inside the distance. Jay is trained by his father, Michael Oppertave. So
another madman, Tapper, if you're listening, mate.
Yeah. He's so hopefully, mate, he's going to go all the way. Another guy, mate, is looking good. He's doing some good things down in Melbourne. Is the WBC 12, WBA 10 super middleweight. Jade Mitchell's now 18-1, 9 KOs, and he scored a shutout 10-round decision over the Danish fighter Kim Poulsen in December, and he is promoted by Brian Amatruda. Another dib that's going very well is Bilal Dib as a super featherweight, and Bilal is WBA 8. And Bilal's got a record of 22-3 with 10 KOs. He's coming off a 10-round decision over Bruno Vifawili in August after dropping a majority decision in 10 rounds in March to Vifawili. Now, Dib is also trained by Angelo Hyder.
Yeah, sure.
Now,
just going back to Jay Oppertave, we must mention he got the best prospect ABF Boxer of the Year at the Veteran.
Oh, did he? Oh, well deserved, Paul.
Yeah.
Well deserved, mate. He's. I watched him just before Lucas Brown went over to Russia and won the WBA title. I watched them box 8 rounds down at the Blacktown Police Boys Club, and at that point, I think he'd only had a couple of pro fights, Jay Oppertave, and I was very impressed, mate. Very impressed how he boxed 8 rounds with Lucas Brown, mate. So he, to me, I think. It's only that such a strong division, the cruiserweight division. Though Usyk is about to campaign as a heavyweight, so hopefully it's going to make it a bit easier for some of the other cruiserweights to win a world crown. Now, one of our hot prospects, Paul, is the light middleweight Tim Tszyu, who's now 11-0 with 9 KOs. Now he stopped. In 2018, stopped Robert Webster, Larry Sawu, Steve Fernandez, Marcus Andre Cornejo, who was 19-3 when he boxed Tszyu. 19-3, great record, and he was blasted out in 1 round. And as we know, Tim's the son of the great Kostya Tszyu. So Tim Tszyu looks destined for international honours in 2019. Now, another guy got a shot at the title, got a shot at the cruiserweight title in 2018, was Mark Flanagan. Got a shot at the WBA cruiserweight crown. He challenged Arsene Guillaume. It was unsuccessful, but he put up a great fight, and that fight was in Paris, France. A very competitive fight. The referee called it off in round 9. Now, Mark Flanagan, I believe, is scheduled to fight for a WBO global title in New Zealand against David Light in the next few months.
Yeah, good on him. He'll have another crack and take it with both arms, that boy.
Yeah. Another good boy, Paul, is the WBA light heavyweight, Damien Hooper. He's a former 2012 London Olympian, and he stopped the former IBO world super middleweight champ, Raynald Quinlan, in 9 rounds in April. That was his only ring appearance this year, but he's scheduled to fight in Sydney in February.
Yeah. Hey, Ray, I think we'll go to a break and we'll come back.
Beautiful, Paul.
You're halfway there, aren't you, rounding up boxing in Australia? Don't get off the line.
No, buddy, I'm ready.
We'll go to a break, Ray, and we'll come back.
Good on you, Paul. You take care, buddy.
Stay there, Ray.
Good as gold.
And you're on boxing.